We are back. Thanks guys for clicking on the channel. Welcome. This is Good Energy, where we talk sports and mainly tennis. But nonetheless, we're back at the Dubai Duty Free Championship and the semifinals took place today. How would they go? Simona Halep needs no introduction versus Jelena Ostapenko, who's just been on a tear lately. I gave the prediction out. I said take Jelena Ostapenko for the free money, take her on the spread, but be aware this is going to be target practice out there. Simona Halep loves to keep balls in play. She loves to play tennis, and with all those rally shots, primarily a lot of them just being vertical rally shots, this is going to be target practice. And anyone that watches tennis know Jelena Ostapenko 2-1 underdog versus Simona Halep. Take the free money. Just look at her, just ready to pounce on those balls. Amazing job by Jelena Ostapenko today, punching her a spot into the finals at the Dubai Duty Free Championship. $60,000 up for grabs. And I mean, it just pretty much went as I stated. Jelena Ostapenko is just going to bully Simona Halep around. She's just too big and physical, and I think it's just going to be overbearing for Simona Halep. And the numbers showed Simona Halep did out ace Ostapenko, which I was surprised at that. 5 aces to 3. But Simona Halep had 8 double faults. You literally gave Ostapenko a free game. But the numbers tell the story. First serve percentage 68% for Ostapenko, 60% for Simona. First serve points won 74% for Ostapenko, and a horrible day 64% for Simona Halep. But please pick your head up, Simona. You are a great champion. Today just was not your day. Simona did win the first set though, so she did win the first set impressively. And you know, it seemed like, because Ostapenko, she can win a second set, but you know, she's had to do it a lot this tournament, especially Kvitova last round, where she had to dig deep. Kvitova had match point in the second set, but Ostapenko had to fight back. And just watching Ostapenko come back down sets, you know, match after match this year, it's a testament that, I mean, I felt Ostapenko was just overweight, a little bit heavy, but it's proving that she can play just fine with her current weight and her current form, and she's beating slam champions. Clearly her road to the finals has been the toughest, and you know, the reality here is you have to like her to win it. I mean, Kudermetova, let's take a look at her match against Vondrousova. And there was no match with Veronika Kudermetova and Marketa Vondrousova. Vondrousova had to pull out of the semifinal with a right abductor injury. And according to Vondrousova, she said she won the previous 3 qualifying matches, but she was injured and hampered. And essentially, she basically said the injury reached its peak a few days ago, and she still played through it, but she felt there's no way she could have competed in the semifinal match with Veronika, and she just felt that she would injure it more, and she felt their chances of winning just wasn't worth risking the, you know, further damage to the injury. So she's definitely considering her health over a potential championship. Nonetheless, I felt Veronika would win the match anyway, but nonetheless, she is traveling to Qatar, and she said that she will see how the injury feels. If it's not up to par, she will not play in the Qatar Open. So, but hey, life goes on, and we have a final that I definitely would much rather see Kudermetova versus Ostapenko than a Vondrousova. But this is a match here. You know, actually, here's what I want to do. I want to take a look at Veronika Kudermetova's first singles championship of her career, which came earlier around this time last year at the Volvo Open. This is a match I recorded and watched in its entirety. And Veronika Kudermetova, it was great to see her finally win her first championship. It came at the Volvo Open on U.S. soil. She beat Kovenik 6-4, 6-2, straight set victory. And you know, just watching Veronika's career, especially, remember Veronika was a extensive doubles player, and so she got a lot of her, you know, vertical net skills, volleys, drop shots from playing doubles. And she's a very good doubles player. And you know, let's be honest, she's a pretty darn good singles player as well. And just seeing her win her first championship after losing, I mean, early January 2021 on the Australian leg of the tour, seeing her lose to Sabalenka in the finals was very tough. Her husband was heartbroken. But seeing her win her first championship is great. Remember, Kudermetova, she's also injured right now as well, having the rest, having to not play Vondrousova, who is a very, very fast, crafty lefty. I think was great for Kudermetova. 1 day of rest, a full day plus of rest is huge, because I thought that match with Garbiñe Muguruza, where she injured, you know, got that thigh contusion, I thought she was done for the tournament. But nonetheless, she bounced back and she handled Jill Teichmann, and she's going to need every bit of health and strength to defeat someone like Ostapenko. But keep in mind, she can put a lot of pressure on Ostapenko as well. I mean, you're talking about someone that was 5th last year, I'm sorry, 5th so far this year in aces, and last year as well. I mean, someone that put up a ton of aces, 298 aces last year in 50 matches. That's a ton. So I mean, seeing her win the championship, get the paycheck and the free Volvo car, she deserved it. But hey, really quick, I did a video on the top 10 sports poses. Veronika Kudermetova's, her cat pose there is just, she's just waiting to pounce on these balls. I mean, her pose is just, and you see, especially in terms of her legs, they're just getting stronger and stronger. She's becoming a more complete player. You can tell she's putting in a lot of work, and it's very beautiful. But I did a video on the top 10 sport figures intimidating poses. Now, Veronika Kudermetova did not make that list, but I did have some great athletes on there. I had Mike Tyson. You know, when this guy walks into the ring. Really quick, some of the players that, I mean, Hall of Famers that made this list, greatest to ever do it, most intimidating sports figures poses while in action. Barry Bonds at the plate. Can you imagine how terrifying and horrifying it was as a pitcher having to face Barry Bonds at the plate? Okay? Even before the scandal, he's never been found guilty of anything officially, but even before the scandal, he was a Hall of Famer. But we're talking about a guy that leads with, it's not even close, the records he has in intentional walks, on base slugging percentage, batting average, home runs. He literally has, he walked more his last couple years. He walked more than any of the all-stars combined. Unbelievable. Any of the all-stars that year combined, he walked more than them. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. Barry Bonds made the list. Hall of Famer. Hopefully we'll see if he gets in, but very intimidating to see Barry Bonds at the plate as a pitcher. Petrifying. I watched a lot of those games. The guy was just hitting home runs. It's like every other bat he was hitting home runs. It was amazing. But even before the scandal, defensively, great defensive player. Mike Tyson made the list. Can you imagine going into the ring with facing someone like this. I mean, this is the undefeated Mike Tyson right here. This is the real Mike Tyson before, you know, the huge paydays, the millions of dollars, you know, the drugs, the alcohol, the wild partying, living crazy. Just a tough guy from Brooklyn, New York, that wants to fight and knock your head off. Can you imagine going into the ring, having a stare down or weigh-in with Mike Tyson, stare down with Mike Tyson? Can you imagine the judges hitting the bell for the fight to start? You have to run out. You know he's going to run out from his corner, attack you with a right hand, bob and weave, and hit you with an uppercut, and you know it's a matter of time before you get knocked out. No one gets knocked out by Mike Tyson and gets back up. Mike Tyson made the list from anything from the stare down to wearing the all black to not talking much to being just an aggressive beast in the ring. Whew. Mike Tyson made the list. Most intimidating sports figures pose while in action. Mike Tyson, the stare down, the intimidation, the muscles, the package, the skills. A lot of people degrade or they forget about how talented he was. Mike Tyson was a very good defensive fighter. He did not take a beating until he really, you know, stopped training well and started picking up the bad habits. But he was very fast. Left, right, bob and weave, underneath, uppercut, very fast, talented guy. Arguably the best basketball player in the history of professional basketball. You know, without any introduction, multi-billionaire, owner of the Charlotte Hornets, the biggest sneaker in the world in terms of sales, popularity. I mean, Michael Jordan in the 90s, even the early 80s, but when he started winning championships, 91, 92, 93, they did the three-peat. Then he retired, came back, 96, 97, 98. His tongue out meant he was either dunking on you or he just did something that was very embarrassing to the person guarding him. Michael Jordan's tongue out became a sports icon memory in terms of images. His tongue meant he did something sensational. Michael Jordan changed the game of basketball. I mean, he brought millions and millions of new fans into the game that were fading out from the Magic and Bird era. Michael Jordan is responsible for the success of the NBA, in my opinion. I mean, you have generations and generations of young kids who never seen him play but know he's the greatest ever. And when his tongue was out, whether it was hitting the 8 3-pointers against Portland Blazers in 1991, whether it was scorching Magic Johnson in the All-Star game, whether it was hitting the buzzer beater against the Utah Jazz and just preventing two of the greatest players ever, Stockton and Malone, from getting a championship. Michael Jordan, the tongue out, very, very iconic. And as a professional female tennis player, there was nothing more intimidating than a prime, in form, Serena Williams rocking back and forth on the baseline on a return serve. You know, a heat-seeking missile bomb is getting ready to come back at you, and there's probably not going to be much you can do about it. But lose the point. Serena Williams definitely made the list. Her rock back pose is so intimidating and petrifying. And the reality here is we're talking about the best tennis player, male or female, in the open court era. Without a doubt, 23 majors. Look, I think she'd probably easily be at 26, 27 if she didn't have the baby, but she did nonetheless. Even if she retires at 23, her chances of getting one definitely becoming slimmer and slimmer. Getting another major becoming slimmer and slimmer, especially with all the things she's doing, modeling. She's got different clothing brands, different promotions, movies. She's doing a lot of film and TV now, so it looks like she's getting ready to transition into her next phase of her career and amazing life. But nonetheless, most intimidating sports figures poses, Serena Williams made the list, especially for female tennis players. That was a nightmare. 75 titles, 73, 75, something like that. 70 plus titles, 23 majors. She's got, I think, another at least 8 Grand Slams and doubles, you know, a couple gold medals. Very intimidating sports figure pose, Serena Williams. But nonetheless, let's get back to Veronika Kudermetova. Veronika's pose is just, you know, I had to just throw that in there with the some of the best sports figure poses, because her pose, she is about that action. She's ready to go, and I just love how she just waits on the baseline, just ready to pounce on these return serves. But nonetheless, she's gonna have her hands full. Ostapenko does not allow a lot of room for return. When she's hitting her winners, you're gonna be 8 to 10 feet away from that. It's gonna be a heat-seeking missile down the line, and it's something you can tell she's been practicing for many, many years, because she's perfected it. Now, these two have never played each other, but if you watch the channel, you know I have to give a preview and prediction of how I think this match is going to go. These two ladies, very, very different styles. They will clash, very contradicting. Kudermetova, she is a lot more similar to a, you know, I don't want to compare her any stretch of the imagination. She's got a lot less experience, a lot less qualifications, but she compares, out of all the players that Jelena's played this tournament, she compares the most to a Simona Halep, simply for the fact that Kudermetova is a tennis player. She's a tennis player that needs to set up her shot. She needs rallies, which is why she's always in shape. She's always fit. Her legs are always looking amazing. She's always ready to pounce so she can get a jump start on the rally. Jelena Ostapenko, on the other hand, we know her game by now. She needs no introduction. Very strong, very powerful, one of the hardest hitters on tour. She is not here for the rallies, but we've seen her with Kvitova, and we've seen her with Halep, you know, earlier today, where she is fit enough to go the rallies. The problem I see in this match with Kudermetova and what she's going to face is she does not do well against very strong players. The win against Garbiñe Muguruza is definitely very impressive, but Muguruza, again, she's the type of player that needs to set up her shot. Jelena Ostapenko can make a winner out of anything. She's that strong and she's that good. I would love for Kudermetova to get the win here, but I simply think that I think it's going to just be too much. At this point, I told you guys in the quarterfinals that you have to essentially take Ostapenko to win it. The way she's playing, she's just too strong for these ladies, and she's showing that even in her current form and size, that she can go 3 sets. And you know, with the quality of competition she's beat so far in this tournament, Kudermetova is definitely the lowest on that tier in terms of talent and tennis ability. Kudermetova, if she wants to win this match, she is going to have to routinely mix up drop shots. She has to hold serve. She cannot be broken. She's gonna have to mix up volleys, net play, and she's gonna have to keep Ostapenko on the move until she can get frustrated. The problem with that is Ostapenko is so strong, her power dictates the pace and how the rallies are gonna go. And although I would love to see Kudermetova win this, I'm a huge fan of hers. This is a match that, it's just, with her injury, it's a tough spot to be in. I do like the under in this match. I like, in terms of price-wise, Jelena's, she jumped up to a 2-to-1 favorite. I do think the under is a strong play. I think this is a match that could possibly end on a retirement from Kudermetova, but I do like the under. I think Jelena Ostapenko is going to win the match in straight sets. I normally don't like the under in the finals, especially when it means a lot and two women are battling for the trophy. but I like Ostapenko to win, and I do like this match to go under. Now on to tennis news. Osaka, who won the 2018 Indian Wells. Remember, guys, that's the year she beat Serena Williams. And the Williams sisters haven't played the Indian Wells. They weren't playing it for quite some time with all the issues that were going on there. There was a lot of things associated with the Indian Wells that are not pretty. They're not ethical. They're not integrity full. But nonetheless, Osaka, she beat 2018 Serena Williams in that final. It was a great final, but she really outclassed Serena. And then that was essentially heading into the US Open that year, where they would meet again. But nonetheless, Osaka's back. I hope she had enough time to rest and get well, and we want to see Osaka do well. We want to see Osaka win. She's a huge name for the sport. She's very good. She's very skilled, but she's got to get it together. Come on, we want to see you constantly in these tournaments. You are, at least was, the face of tennis, but she's back, so I'm excited. And alright, guys, I cannot leave here without giving you a preview of the first round of the Qatar Open WTA 1000 level event. And the first round, not in any order, we're just going to run through the draw here. Jessica Pegula versus Sinakova. Whew, that's a match there that Jessica Pegula should win. Sinakova, I don't know. I mean, it's just a bad matchup for her in the first round. Sinakova is the type that she can, in the majors, she can get out of the first round, but she's going to struggle in the second and third. Sinakova is a great doubles player, currently #1 in the world, but struggles greatly as a singles player. Kenin versus Ali. That's a tough match for Kenin. I'm gonna pick Ali. Kenin doesn't look good. Sakari has the bye, and Paula Badosa has the bye. Kenin should win that match, but Ali's been playing good. If Kenin hasn't had enough time to recover, then Kenin's probably going to be pushed at least to a 7-5 or 7-6. But I'm gonna go with Ali. Bencic versus Towson. Great match. I think Benson will make not easy work, but she'll make Towson work, and Benson will advance. Halep versus Caroline Garcia. Garcia's been struggling lately. We saw Halep lose to another French woman, Elise Cornet, in the Australian Open, but Halep should get past Garcia. Rogers versus Corey Gauff. That's a good matchup. They're putting the Americans against each other in the first round. I don't really like that, but Gauff is just too young and athletic for Shelby Rogers. Gauff has more weapons, more tools. Rogers she pretty much lives by her backhand, and Gauff can mix it up with her forehand, drop shots, vertical, horizontal, and Gauff is serving better. I think Gauff has a better serve too. So as long as Gauff's not making mistakes, he should beat Rogers in straight sets. Who's next here? We got Rabinkina versus Vondrousova. Vondrousova might not even play in this, but either way, I like Rabinkina, especially with her serve. Rabinkina can put up 15 aces in a match. Vondrousova hasn't been doing anything with aces, so I like Rabinkina getting free points, and an unhealthy Vondrousova. I would take Rabinkina anyway. Kataskina versus Asia Tomljanovic. That's a match. Kataskina, she's just going to beat Tomljanovic. She's going to be too fast, too explosive, too much for Asia. That match should be a pretty even line too, so that's something I would take Kataskina to beat Tomljanovic, definitely. Golubic facing the qualifier right now. Who's qualifying right now? We got Kovinik. She is qualifying. She'll probably beat Mia, so we'll see what happens in that match. And Iga Swiatek has the bye. Now again, I got Sofia Kenin versus Ali. Ali's been playing good. Now, it's tough that we're at the point that we're questioning whether Kenin can beat Ali. That's where we're at with Sofia Kenin. And the reality here is that's a match you probably want to pass on until you see how Kenin looks. But hey, put $5 on Lee, you might get a nice return on that. Sabalenka will get the bye. Samsonova versus Elise Cornet. This could be a good match. That's actually going to be a really good match. I probably have to think Elise Cornet with her volatile style, redirecting. I think she can take Samsonova to school there. And Zoverneva versus Alison Van Uytwyk. Van Uytwyk, you never know what you're going to get with her. You saw her blow the lead with Cara Javon, and you never know what you're going to get with Van Uytwyk. That's to be honest with you, that's a match that's probably going to go 3 sets. That'd probably be my pick there. Either one, it's a toss-up. I'd take it to go the over. Teichmann versus Kerber. Ooh, battle of the lefties. These matchmakers are unbelievable. Teichmann versus Kerber. Wow, that's good stuff. I'd probably have to take I'm sorry. I have to take Kerber. Kerber's rested, more experience. I think she can take Teichmann to school, teach her something. Garbiñe Muguruza will have the bye. Sirsu versus Shreve. I do like Sirsu, the giant killer, to take care of Shreve. Sirsu might even make a run into the round of 16, so we'll see what happens there. Bringo versus Oz. I do like Bringo to advance there. Putintseva versus Azarenka. That's going to be a really good match there. Azarenka, as she's getting older, I mean, she's only 31, but I guess 30, when you hit the 30s and on tour with, 5 of the top 100 players being teenagers and really, really being good top players. When you hit your 30s, they kind of write you off as getting old. But nonetheless, Azarenka stays fit, so she can really go toe-to-toe with any of these young girls and take them to school. We saw what she did to her fellow countrywoman Sabalenka at the U.S. Open a couple years ago. She schooled her and then talked trash in the process. But this is a match that I would like Azarenka to win. Azarenka really steps up in these big tournaments, and she really shows that she still has it. Putintseva, I can see her getting frustrated deep in the first set, throwing her racket down, getting angry. And much like Sinikova, she just doesn't play she doesn't play well when she's angry. She can't control her temper, she can't control her emotions, and energy is emotions. Energy and emotion. And the reality here is she doesn't play well. Azarenka advances. Ons Jabeur will have to bye. 2 qualifiers to be determined. And Jelena versus Kudermetova. Of course, we're going to take Kudermetova. She's playing very well as long as she is healthy. I do have her losing the finals, though. My best bet is the under. I would like the under. But I do think Ostapenko wins. She's just been playing too good. Martinkova versus Svetlana. Svetlana will get out of the round of 64, but again, I'm not sure where her head is at. I'm not sure if this is a tournament she even wants to be in. There's a lot going on. There's just too much going on right now. So I don't know. I wish Svetlana. I hope she can go deep in this tournament and do something well. One of my favorite players, great defensive player. It's just her offense has been looking horrible lately, and she doesn't look like she's in her best form. But nonetheless, ladies have had more than a week to get in the gym, work on their drills, work on their training, implement a game plan, and hopefully we'll see some better work out of Svetlana. This is a year I would love to see Svetlana go deep into Wimbledon. I would love to see her go deep in the U.S. Open and the Indian Wells that's coming up. Be a great win for Svetlana at the Indian Wells. I mean, Paula Badosa is the defending champion, but we all know the Indian Wells is technically the 5th major. Huge prize money up for grabs. And the Coachella Valley of California, that's where they essentially hold it at, and I might even go. Elise Mertens versus Jasmine Poliani, the Italian. Jasmine's a good clay player. This match here between Elise Mertens is going to be a tough match for Elise. Jasmine is a handful. She reminds me of Simona Halep. She's all over the place. That's a tough match there, to be honest with you. I do think Elise will beat Jasmine, but that's a match that might go over. Kvitova versus Begu. This is going to be a tough match for Kvitova. Begu has been playing very well, but I think Kvitova, with her serve and what she's been doing lately, should win that match. And Kulal's going to get a qualifier, we'll see, as well as Annette Kontaveit. Annette Kontaveit is going to have to bye, I'm sorry, and of course she deserves it. Annette Kontaveit should go deep in this tournament. This is a tournament Annette should do well in. She's rested, and I'm sure she's been practicing. Ostapenko will get a qualifier, and we'll see who that is, but again, Ostapenko's should be rested. She should be coming off a championship. She should be feeling very, very confident. And a potential matchup with Amanda Anisimova and Ostapenko in the round of 32, that's going to be amazing. Get your popcorn, folks, because Amanda Anisimova doesn't back down from anyone. She loves to take chances. She loves to take risks. She has a very strong forehand. She can set up her forehand with the backhand. So watch out for that. Get your popcorn. That's a match that I'm going to watch. Alison Riss, Magna Linette. It's a good match, good matchup, but Linette, it just seems like her confidence is down lately. She can definitely beat Alison Riss, but you know, just based on how she's just been looking, I'd probably take Alison Riss to beat Linette. That's another match that I would probably take to go over. Krejcikova has the bye. She'll face the winner. I see Krejcikova beating either one of them. Just too technical. Krejcikova, you know, she did get bounced out of this tournament here, but you know, nonetheless, she lost to Diana Yastremka, who Yastremka is looking good. She's back in form. She's just gotta keep her composure. You know, she's always had trouble closing people out. If Yastremka can keep her composure and stick with her game plan, stay confident, you know, stop calling all these fake injury timeouts all the time when you blow your leads. And, you know, I think Yastremka could probably make a deep run this year on tour. You know, Yastremka, she's always in shape. But, you know, always in shape, always looks good. And people want to see her play. I mean, she got this beautiful outfit. She's doing well with her clothing line. But she's got to tighten up her serve and the double faults. You know, she blows leads with double faults. And makes a lot of mistakes. So practice her inner zen, you know, like she does between sets. She closes her eyes, does a quick meditation, stay focused, stay calm, and her coaches should work on those types of things more, because she's never really getting blown out in these matches. She either gets broken once or she blows a lead. So Yastremka, we are rooting for you this year. We are definitely rooting for Yastremka to have a good year. She's back, she's clean, and she's good for the sport. So that concludes the first round of the Qatar Open. And thank you guys. This is Good Energy. Comment below, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. Donate please to my PayPal. It takes a lot of time to do these videos, and I can do bigger, better videos if you guys start to donate. Give me a little bit more time, because I got a lot of things going on. You know, I'm an author, I write books, I run businesses, I do a lot of things, but nonetheless, Good Energy. Thank you guys. Have a blessed day.